Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United Viewer. Welcome to episode 43 of the Trinity podcast. Bang, bang, bang on cue. Tight. Love that. Love that.
Yes.
Love that. Right on cue. Shout out to Owen. Shout out to KG, the comedian. Shout out to each and every single one of you watching. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got a lot to get off our chest here because this, at the end of like long weeks, when crazy shit happens, this is the time where we get things off our chest and we readdress things that have maybe happened in the week, things that we've noticed about each other, inquests about the team, things where you go, wanted to ask you guys this. What do you think of this? This is where we come to do this. This is where we come to do this. But before we do all of that, as per usual, this video is brought to you by Oxford Natural, and here's everything you need to know about it. This video is brought to you by Oxford Natural and the Optimum Day and Night capsules. This is the perfect way to take charge of your weight loss journey through Optimum. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the video description below to start your journey now. Look at the difference. I mean, just look at KG. The proof's in the pudding. There you go, man. Oxford Natural providing the goods for your Optimum supplements day and night. Scan the QR code on screen and get up to 70% off. The link is in the video description below. You guys know what our journey was. It was not a crash course. It wasn't a crash course. It's a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, mate. Yeah. So shout out to every single one of you at Oxford Natural been helping us, and Dr. Andre as well, who comes down once a month to assess our squad injury wise. I tell you what, Dr. Andre, mate, have 4 months off, mate, because we're full strength, mate. Yeah. 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 I mean, the Luke Shaw thing, Dr. Andre, we knew that. And basically in the video, Dr. Andre was like, yeah, he's got to consider his options, mate. He might have to knock it. Might have to call it, yeah. But other than that, we're full strength.
In footballing terms.
KG, bloody hell.
He's
done it again. That is a foul. You fucking little bastard.
Fucker. No, he should have done the fuck.
That's fucking reckless. That's fucking reckless. It's only going to give me yellow.
I mean, I'd be concerned about, monetization this early, in the show.
I was going to say.
Pressing those
buttons.
But I mean,
also,
KG
Oxford Natural, sorry, we don't normally conduct ourselves like this.
But once KG said palliative, all bets were off.
Way off. Not in football terms.
In football terms. You can't just say mad stuff and then just put football terms afterwards. You know what I mean? You can't just say
that's what Ty does.
Because Ty does it. I knew, yeah.
That's what Ty does.
I know. Ty does that, but Ty would never say. He would never say.
He wouldn't say that.
Care.
He wouldn't say that.
He would never.
Because he always bigs up all the doctors and nurses that.
Yeah,
he wouldn't do that.
Bro, I'm just talking about considering. Bro,
I know what you meant. I know what you meant, but it just.
Yeah, but I mean, consider your options. That can mean a lot of things. That's talking about you could refinance your house on considering your options, not death.
I don't think Dr. Andre. I think he's talking about his career, mate. Anyway, let's move on.
Let's get into this week's episode. I know KG's just on one. He's on. You can tell Owen where he's going today. You can tell. Yeah. Let's talk. Right. I have to talk about some of your conduct on the match view.
I need to talk about your conduct.
I want to talk about both your conduct. Actually,
no. Can we before we do that? Yeah. Can we talk about stuff because a lot's happened this week? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We had the game. Saw Flex at the game. It was really cold, freezing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that was. Oh my god, this is all the same week.
Yes, all in the same week. Now that game was an absolute disgrace. It was abject. It was terrible. And there's things in that game that we all, woke up to and just realized. Yeah. But then that game was quickly just. It was muted because something else happened. Dan Ashworth, bomber. Dan Ashworth's gone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes, all in the week, all in this week. This is all happened this week.
I forgot.
All this week, by the way. Yeah. The Dan Ashworth bomber happened, and then Flex went on a 3-day tirade of literally storming a teacup.
I'm glad you bring this up, KG, because it was the first thing you brought up yesterday on the match view, actually, as well. Yes. And I knew that it had been in your brain. I'll hold myself partially accountable for this, because I did the terrible thing of have a couple of days off and left Flex to his own devices. Nothing's going to happen. It's Sunday, Monday, nothing's going to happen.
Yes.
Sunday, wake up 9 a.m. Dan Ashworth, he's gone. It's going to be a long 48. I did not realize the tone that Flex would be taking. And because, you know, if you're off, you're just busy. So I just didn't really see a lot of the reaction to what Flex was saying. I peeked in on the little YouTube studio app and I saw the comments. And I went, oh, might be a bit of a divisive tone he's taken.
I don't think.
He took a very divisive tone.
Well, I don't see it as divisive. I see it as that's how strongly I felt of my opinion. I don't think it was divisive at all.
But the fight for Dan Ashworth was.
It wasn't. This is what I'm saying. No, what I clearly said in the thing, I said I'm not here with a banner saying bring him back. Why have you sacked him? I'm just saying it's an L that you lot have done this. That's all. My whole point, and I said it many times because some people were confusing that during the streams as well. Oh, if he wanted Southgate, Flex, that's what he should have got sacked, Flex. That's a good thing. And I said that. I wasn't here going, get Dan Ashworth back.
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. My biggest point, not that I even wanted to go back there because I'm at peace with it now. It's gone. But since we're going back there, since we have to talk about it, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the passive aggressive. I've said all I have to say. Go back and check the videos. I'm not going to do that.
Well, apparently KG was doing that last night, wasn't he, Flex, as well? In the studio, I heard that you were doing that about, was it Xerxes? Going, oh no, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh no, I was a model professional in that.
You've been passive aggressive.
You were ridiculous, bro. You tried to tell me to calm down only for you to have the biggest reaction ever.
But that was from a goal.
Onana couldn't drink. He's not allowed to have water.
Onana wasn't even allowed to.
No hydration.
Dehydrated. He could have. You would have.
The same way these lot don't want me to have a drink of water on this stream. Have you seen that's what's been going on this week as well? That's another thing that's annoyed me. I'm not allowed to have fruit on mute. I'm not allowed to have water.
The fruit is unnecessary.
Shut up, man.
It is unnecessary.
Do you know what?
The fruit is unnecessary. Owen doesn't have fruit in the morning. He can if he wants. Hungry.
Sometimes
he knows that I'm going to have a moment for that.
Guys.
You're doing ASMR on the show.
Hold on. No, I'm not, because I'm on mute. Exactly. Because I'm on mute. It hasn't happened once.
You did it once. I thought, you know, the first time I thought, maybe he's rushing it, and he goes. It happened one time, and I thought, one time. But to just make it a regular thing, like this is the breakfast show, like you're on some, like you're on an episode of with all them journalists that was on that breakfast show. That was
Sunday supplement.
Yeah, you tried to turn the show into the supplement.
No. Here's the thing, right? Firstly, there was no noises because of the etiquette. Mute, mate. So that's something that didn't happen. Unless we want to make up more stuff. No. Mute from the. The first day I had the melon and all that, I said I'm going to be on mute, so I'm not chewing in all of your ears. Also, I think there needs to be some acceptance and some appreciation from the community that our lives are bloody hectic, mate. Yeah. How about someone go? You know what? I'll tell you what. He's juggling loads of plates. He's spinning loads of plates.
Quite literally. One's got melon. Yeah. One's got blueberries.
Got a bowl. He's juggling loads of bowls. Yeah. He's juggling loads of them. Yeah. I tell you what. How about we go? I tell you what. How about we say? You know what? The fact that he's even squeezing this in to make sure that he's there, giving us this content, plus on the Oxford Natural, mate. 5 a day, mate. Yeah. I'm not sitting there having a Twix in the morning. Yeah. This is 5 a day stuff, mate. Yeah. Proper stuff. Burning through fruit, mate.
I just mean burning
through Twix.
Anyway, look, I think there's been disgraceful behavior. We'll get to the football because we're now back to football. There's been some disgraceful behavior.
Wait a minute, KG, you eat and drink on stream as well. I've seen you
all the time.
No, I don't eat. What have I eaten? What meal have I had on this stream?
You have sweets, you have Haribos, you have Pringles.
Yes. You've had Percy Pigs before.
There's no chance.
Yes.
No. I told you I miss Pringles. I told you I miss Pringles on this stream, but if you go back and look at the footage, look at all the times that we do our shows, bro. I've made Lego on this show for sure.
Yeah,
that's great. Making Lego while we're all talking, you're off flipping working out what the next piece is.
You actively get intoxicated during some of the matches.
All right,
Wait, that was crazy.
And he's talking about professionalism.
All right, cool. Now looking back, I look at some of the professionalism. Look, all right, let's get to the bolts of this argument right now.
Trying to move it on now. Nah, man, move, man.
No, because we got to talk though. We got to talk because there's a lot there. There is a lot. While you were saying stuff, at first I thought storming the teacup stuff, but then Flex, I'm not gonna lie. The third day when you was kind of, you know, I was watching more of the stuff that you're saying. You turned me into a believer, bro. And guess what, people? Ineos, the Ineos that I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at Ineos with beyond side eye. Beyond, not even normal side eye, beyond. We have an out of touch billionaire. Yeah, he's out of touch and he's scaring me. He is absolutely, I don't know about you guys, but you're looking at some of the things he's doing, yeah? That Fulham bar is insane. The Fulham line is up there. No, it's up there. Guys, it has to be up there. This man, his promises, remember the dossier. Bring Manchester back to Manchester. There's going to be no one left in Manchester that can go to the games. He's literally, the money for the vouchers is gone. You're making gunshot decisions. He was apparently not involved. Nah, mate, your handprints are all over this one. The evidence is there. You know, we're talking about criminals one time. We're talking about Casemiro. When you do the who's done it, Scooby-Doo settings, you're going to see Sir Jim. He can't help himself. This man, yeah, is this man, and I don't know what's going on.
Right at the end, they always
yeah, but it's multiple. He's put on several masks for some reason.
But no, it's very serious, guys. I think it's something we need to be concerned about because everything that they've kind of said to us in the beginning, they are not being truthful to it. They are not like, and it's scary because imagine this thing. The game model was a big thing that they've been talking to us about. Yeah. I'm telling you now, if Ruben Amorim, if they don't give this man time, yeah, we're going to have a plethora of centre-backs and wing-backs. And a new manager is not going to come in and say, I play free. What's the formation that we play? Because I can't even
3-4-1-2.
3-4. A new man is not going to do that. You can't tell him, this is how I want you to play because it's a game model of Man United. Because we don't even have a director of effing football anymore, bro. Whatever they're saying, the technical, whatever they're saying that they want to do, we're realizing it's just talk. Ruben came in and he said, I will be involved in signings. And we should have probably paid more attention. Ruben's like, the decision is mine. You know what I mean? We kept talking veto, this and this, that, and the other, structure, this, that, and the other. These are just words being thrown out. Sir Jim told us not involved. He's very involved. It is scary, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm very nervous. It has to work or we're in a lot of trouble.
I was told keep calm and you're overacting, mate.
No, and
then KG said he got you convinced him after 3 days.
Welcome to this side.
I think that look, the conclusion I think KG's coming to there is that talk is cheap, isn't it? Talk is cheap, and it's great to hear people say things, you know, about plans and things they want to do, but you've got to then deliver it. And it's kind of the same. I saw this week, Mike Keegan did the whole, if the Qataris won the race, this would be their timeline. But again, it's talk, isn't it? You go, well, of course, you know, you'd say, I was like,
no, don't tell him, Owen. Owen, don't tell him.
Feel some egg, Flex. I'll find the timeline.
We'll go through it. I just don't want him to know. Do you know what? I was and big up Mike Keegan because when the Qataris were Qatarian, we did some good stuff with Mike, so he's close to that. But when I saw it, I was like, I actually said, I don't want KG to see this.
Oh man,
because what you're gonna do, you're gonna get in your thoughts and be like, that's what should have been.
Do you know what? Yeah, Flex. Do you know what's so crazy about what you're saying? I wanted to do I do these stupid shows on my channel every morning.
Yes, I know.
And I wanted to do a what if show. What if Qataris? And I can't believe. So you're telling me Mike Keegan's
Bro, it's a big what if. It's so what if it can't be anymore. He's literally labeling step by step of what.
Does it sound exciting? Because
it sounds ridiculous. It sounds perfect. To be honest with you,
I'm telling you now, yeah.
Step 2, day 2. Day 2, and that's all the debt is cleared.
It's like I can't find it, man, but it's literally like that. It's like it's like day 2. Yeah, well, the club is no longer publicly traded. You know, debt's lifted, and it's like announcement made that debt has been lifted. You know what I mean? Like there'd be a press conference. You know, the debt has been lifted, kind of thing. There's talks about stadium. I'm trying to find it.
Here you go. What the Sheikh Jassim's plan was. Here you go. All right, there you go. Let me click this. I got it here. Right.
Bullshit. Go on. Let's
exclusive. Mail exclusive. Inside Qatar's plan to fix Man United in just 3 days.
3 days. 3 days.
And how Sheikh Jassim's project Ruby could offer stumbling Ineos on an exit route from chaos. Right, let's go to this now. Hold on. Let me scroll down a little bit. Oh, when you click the actual article, it's not actually. That's annoying.
They basically said
they'll read it.
They're basically saying they could fix Man United in 3 days.
Yeah, but the aggregators had it though, where they had the whole thing.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. But they're basically saying they could have fixed Man United in 3 days. Am I right in saying that? Or how many days did they say it was going to take them? A week? Like, what are we saying? Like, you lot had a glimpse.
It was so, bro, I didn't even read all of it. The only thing I saw was day 2.
For that reason.
It was so silly. I said, I'm not reading that. It was so silly. It was, day 2 was like, announce all the debt is cleared. And then I just carried on scrolling. I'm not allowing myself to even get
just because, you know what? We are in a precarious place. I can't believe we've gone out and made a signing. Yeah. Like, we've already done we've done a Brighton, which is pretty cool, right? We've gone out and found this young player. And
I've got it. I've got the timeline. Right. Mike Keegan on Sheikh Jassim's plans if he bought Manchester United. Day 1, announced takeover. Tick. Day 2, announced that all debt has been removed and that the club has been taken off the New York Stock Exchange and that it's no longer answerable to faraway stakeholders. Day 3.
God.
I want to do it in like the Big Brother voice, you know what I mean? In the Geordie voice.
Day 2 in the diary room.
Day 3, announced fully funded plans for new stadium. The funds were in place to build one of the biggest and best venues on the planet.
No, you can't do this.
No, this is like deal or no deal. When you could have, if you
when you carry on after you already dealt.
When you
yeah, or like this is what you could have won, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the timeline. Day 3, well, it says in 3 days, doesn't it? The fix will Man United problems.
3 days.
One senior advisor to the group said, "A stadium for a football club paid for by a football club and nobody else. As for the staff, Ratcliffe is firing. We would have been hiring."
Add more to the 250.
Yeah. So he's saying so those people that we're sacking, we wouldn't have sacked them. We'd have added to that. Sir Alex Ferguson, meanwhile, was to be cherished and invited onto an advisory board rather than sacked.
Oh, they're just saying all the things. Oh,
the advisor added,
bro, this may as well just be the Conservatives, bro, saying this to Labour because it's like you're in the power now, so we're just gonna say all
no, but you know they could do it, bro.
They end on hope. They end on hope as well, KG. They end on hope. It's not finished. He says the advisor added, Sheikh Jassim is still a rich guy. He is still a United fan. He is not going to rush off and try and buy another Premier League club. If the opportunity to buy the whole of Manchester United arose again at some point in the future, it's hard to see there not being a big level of interest. The plans are still there.
Sell it to him now. Sell it to him now.
We can't do this in this
bro.
We're not supposed
you know
to
what
be
the title
talking
for this
about
one now is?
ownership,
Give
guys.
the Ineos, give it to Sheikh Jassim. Ineos, sell to Sheikh.
We haven't come here to do this.
No. We take
this is not news. This was a couple of days ago that we quickly scrolled past. This is not supposed to make any headlines.
KG,
and also KG, you've just bemoaned, going, look, the conclusion KG's come to is talk is cheap. He's just heard talk and he's gone, love it. I love it. I love the talk.
Right. I want this one now to say KG, Jassim, Ineos out, Jassim in.
No, it's not saying that. We lose our credibility. We're not doing that. I apologize for this, guys. There's the whataboutism's crazy. Like, this was something that we're supposed to skip over. Not even that.
You can't skip over,
it wasn't even on the agenda today. This was not even supposed to be over.
That's why
it was that irrelevant.
It wasn't irrelevant. We've just lost our head director of football, bro. This guy, we've literally lost our director of football. Sporting director, we've lost him. He's gone. Right. And it didn't make any sense, bro.
So now you're trying to say
he was escorted out of the building. We sacked him.
Escorted out. Do you know how mad that is?
Yeah.
What has he done to get escorted out, bro?
His family was at the game. He invited his family to the game, and then we lost the game. And he went, Omar wants to see you. It's not working out, Dan. All right, escorted out.
If they think this is not Trinity podcast topic, you got to be kidding me. We waited our whole time for this guy to. Remember when we're talking about, when's he gonna get here? This, that, and the other.
This sounds like listening to myself. I'm so glad I'm hearing this because
no.
Now it feels like okay, cool. It's taken a week, but we're there now.
I don't know if you went with Jassim in as your conclusion.
Oh, no, I didn't do that bit. The bit he was just saying about Ashworth, though, about we waited all this time. He was sitting on the BBC going, oh, yeah, he's the best. You know, Newcastle would be very stupid. All of this stuff. And then
but it does happen. It does happen in other businesses. You know, it happens in everyday life when you go, right, you try and get this person in at executive level, director level, and then 5 months in, you go, actually, I thought this guy was CV looks great. CV looks fantastic. And he was really good in the interview process. We really clicked in the interview, and some of the ideas, I was really liking that. And then day to day, when you're in the meetings, you're going, he's not really contributing that much. And actually, when he is putting some of these ideas in, they're just not really what I'm really looking for. And actually, he's just kind of repeating what everyone else is saying. He's not really adding all that much. And when big stuff's happening, so right, we decided to let go of the manager. Who should we get? And maybe Eddie Howe. I thought you two didn't like each other. And Eddie's been in press conferences saying Dan Ashworth wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And you want to bring him in. Well, that or Gareth. Escort him from the building.
Yeah. But then this is, what do you lot think about just being able to blame situations in your life on Dan Ashworth? Because there's been a lot of that.
For you.
There's been a lot of that. There's been so much.
Is that why you got confused about the studio against Arsenal? Dan Ashworth did tell me.
Fucking Dan Ashworth, mate. He went into All English.
Dan Ashworth, mate.
Dan Ashworth, mate. No, but it is kind of crazy how the fool that they've said to blame everything on Dan Ashworth is ridiculous. Nothing but amazing. Like, and it's been, the club has surely leaked a lot of this information to say we're not going to speak, like we're not putting out a statement, but it was Dan Ashworth's fault. Any of these signings that you don't like, when we get into the game and stuff yesterday, any of the players that are not doing well, Dan Ashworth looked at them.
Do you know what it is, KG? In the wrestling terminology, it'd be called trying to babyface the situation, right? And what that means is you make yourself look like the hero as opposed to the villain, right? So that's what Manchester United are trying to do in this situation. They're trying to make themselves look like the face of the situation. They're the good guys. We did this for the benefit of the club. This was the right thing to do. We're not the bad guys. We haven't made an error. And it's one of those ones again where ultimately it might be the right decision. And it's good that they've realized and they've gone, right, we need to make it. But I think to Flex's point, it's not a good look in the sense of it looks like there's chaos behind the scenes. And the reason it looks like that is because there is. And I think what had been comforting to us Man United fans so far this season is that as chaotic as it has been on the pitch, we were under the impression that behind the scenes, things were okay. And the fact that behind the scenes is actually reflective of what's on the pitch as well. That's when you go, what's changed? We are screwed. You know what I mean?
Changed something. We have changed something though. There has been small change. There's been small change. Apart from
the only change that's happened, if we just us being real, just to really, really be honest with ourselves in our hearts, like when we did at the beginning of the match yesterday, going like sit and think. I'm gonna leave you some deep questions. You have to do that because that's the only way to. Obviously, we'll be emotional in the moments, like you said. You're reckless. You can't be trusted. I do it. Owen, that we all do it. So when it's calm, is when you have to ask the real questions.
These are the moments here.
I saw you, KG. Yeah? You said at the beginning of your fan view, you said, one thing we're not going to do is paper over the cracks. We're not going to do that anymore. And we've got to have some very difficult conversations. And the only thing I would say about those difficult conversations is that I would say to the United fan base in general, when we do have those difficult conversations, don't piss and moan that we're having them. You know what I mean? Because we do this quite a bit, don't we? They go, right, like for instance, this week, it's been a lot of Rashford talk this week because of the reports about his future, 40 million quid and what have you. And when we have these difficult conversations, people get very like, no, academy player, no, you're going against Manchester United, you're hounding him out, this, that, and the other. And then you see him play and you go, well, then that's the reason he's been linked for a move away. It's not difficult.
The emotional blackmail on the X timeline today, because I'm going to call it that. Like, that the sentiment videos of the Rashford with the music and saying, if you watch this and don't want him to stay, you're not a real fan. Like all this kind of pulling on the emotional heartstring. Yeah, all of this. Rashford cutting in against Trent. Flick, far corner. Rashford first goal against Michelin, running over to Dean Henderson. How could you not want to see this? Rashford at the Etihad, retiring Di Michaelis, puts it through his legs. This is our guy. Rashford at the Etihad last season, screamer into the top bins. Gives it this. Rashford off the bench against Wolves after being late. Comes off the bench, wins us the game.
After being late. What do you say? After being,
you remember that one?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you can't use that as a stat. You were late,
I just added it in. Just added it in, though. That's what I'm saying. Added it in. Do you know what I mean? So all these things, there was bare comps of Rashford, basically. And there were some people who were, listen, you can't tell people how to feel because some people generally, anyone's allowed to feel. No, you can't do that. Anyone's allowed to feel, that they want to believe in Rashford. If you want to, if that was you, KG, you go, that's when you was doing Rash coins or whatever.
Yes. Let's talk. And you know what? That's it. Because I actually want to ask you guys questions right now. Because what revelation? This is for both of you guys. What revelation did you have about Man United this week? Something you realized might be about a player. It might be about anything. Did you have a revelation this week? Because I've got one. Yeah. So I'd like to hear what you know.
I did actually. And the problem is because we spoke about him quite a lot the last few days, this is going to seem like, you're just constantly, hounding him out. But my revelation was, as good as he has been for us this season, and there's an argument because we said that he could be one of our players this season. When we're talking about, this guy, we had like a list of like 3 players, and it could be player of the season.
Yeah.
And he's on that list. But my revelation was, as good as he's been, he still is not the guy for us. And that is Andre Onana. He is not as much as, and people, when we've been bringing this up last few days, they've been saying, well, yeah, but he's done really well for us this season. And, last season he made mistakes, but no one was good last season. And again, you can talk about the collective. When you want to talk, this is difficult conversations, uncomfortable conversations. When you want to talk about individual players, and Onana saved us this season. Absolutely, he saved us this season. And I'll give him credit for that 100%. But if we're moving forward and we're going to be challenging for stuff, which, by the way, miles off. So that's to say that Andre Onana is going to be a Man United goalkeeper for, I think, the next couple of seasons. But he is not the guy. He is not. His fundamental goalkeeping mechanics, as Flex mentioned earlier today, are so far off. They are so far off. The mistake against Victoria Pilsen last night, goalkeepers can make that one, passing up from the back. It's a dangerous game. I just cannot get my head around that one against Forest. I was baffled actually to see people, because I did the match view. I was baffled to see people try and defend it of it swerved. It swerved as much as I'm swerving now. That's how much it swerved.
No swerve.
Wait, and nothing. You know what's crazy about what you're saying is you're actually part of the goalkeepers union. You're not going to give up on a goalkeeper for the sake of it. Like, it's not going to be. But then again, it's evidence. That's your wake up call. Like, and we have them. Like, I looked at it with beyond side eye, but then I took it to the community yesterday, and I said, guys, now to the end of the season, how many howlers, is not mistakes, howlers, do you think Onana's gonna make? So now, with all the ones that have gone, now to the end of the season, and how much? What are you lot at? What number do you lot do you reckon?
I don't know if I could put a number on it, but my worry is because the evidence from last year certainly was this, and this is my concern at the moment, is he makes these in clusters. So like last season, it was right at the start of the season, wasn't it? It was almost like every game he was making them. Yeah. The fact that he made one against Forest, and the very next game he's made one, that really concerns me, because that they're in his head now. And he, as a confident guy he is, like, he does get in his head, because after he made the one against Forest, and for 5 minutes, he could not touch the ball because he was giving it away. He was doing madness.
Yeah, he starts moving mad.
And then he starts like chasing the game as well. So that's when he starts coming out for crosses, taking people out, or just doing mad stuff. And he gets in his own head. And that really worries me for our next bunch of games, because
I'm going to say he's about to make at least 7 more major mistakes to the end of the season.
It's possible.
7 more.
It's
7 more.
It's definitely possible.
I think I won't be surprised if there's something in this next game that we got coming up. There's something important, like, because it's not just, we're talking about yesterday's mistake led to the goal, but there was mistakes. He almost destroyed Casemiro. Yeah. He almost, then after, he has that netball one as well, which was mad. But I'll give you my revelation, because I had one the other day. And this is how you know that it's done. I don't care if Rashford goes to Arsenal.
Yeah, good.
I'm there. Look, that's big. You have to understand. That's big for me.
Good, but good for you, though. Good for you, though. Good.
For me, anyone that follows this channel and just understands who, like, because you're probably watching for the first time, where's that big deal? Well, you understand the Arsenal and just how I feel about this club and this, that, and the other. But Rashford, was it Michelin? That's his first game. Yeah. I have been a serious supporter of Rashford, not even a kind of normal one. A serious supporter of Rashford from the beginning.
We've had many have.
No, but I think I've been one of those that have gone.
You and McCullough in outside San Diego told me he's going to score 25 goals this year.
Yeah. I said that Rashford, I put 30 coins, that I believed that Rashford was going to do it. 30 coins, bro. I lost it all. I'm one of those guys that lost it all. Yeah. Now,
fortunately, they don't exist. And
I know.
There's no value. I lost it all.
Thing that has no bearing on real life.
He's got the nerve to go, I lost it all. You lost nothing. It all, mate. Nothing exists.
I lost it all. Listen, I lost it all. Yeah. So these 30 coins that I honestly, I believed in this player so much. But then I can't deny it, guys. It's to the point of our manager quickly realized something in the first game. He realized this guy is not a striker. He realized that really fast.
Yeah.
Then he said, you know what? I'm going to give him an opportunity. Play him in the 10. Yeah? Had a look at him in the 10. Didn't start him for 2 games. Now, not starting for Arsenal. Okay, I understand. You need some intensity, this, that, and the other. The next game, not starting him again. I said, hang on. This is an issue here. Yes, the game against Victoria Plzeň, however you say their name, the game against them, that's when I knew. That's when I said, forget it.
He's checked out.
Forget it, everybody. This guy, and you sometimes, when he say, now I'm brand new, all the players, they don't care where I tell them to play. They just want to be involved. So everyone, if I tell them go and play left back or anywhere, they just want to play for me. He's already reached the end of that. And if Rashford is not wide outside, if he's not in that position, he doesn't give a crap. But where it gets even more, where it's worse is, bro, he was in a position, Meat Flex was there when he was wide, and then he does a madness, loses the ball. So you don't even get to, there's no excuses for this level of form. There's no excuses for no shots on target. There is no excuses. I don't care if he goes to Arsenal, if he goes to Chelsea, if he goes anywhere and does this again. Because at Man United, we've given you from the youth academy to now, you got all the money you need. We tried to do you in so many different positions. Brother, we can't do anymore. Like now, this is you. When you go out on tour or you're away or you're getting to Belfast or anything, do you know what we say? Come back in Rashford. I was like, Rashford, I still start him. Remember after the
Remember I said he should have got more. I should have said he's taking the piss.
I was like, no, we've done everything in our power to pour arm around this player. So now if people are giving it the disingenuous, he can't do it because of these fans. No, you can't do that because there's a section of fans that are not big Rashford followers. But there is a massive section of fans that are willing him on, and then we're getting this nonsense. Then he says, I'm a player that, what's the line? I like the criticism. And I like, when people tell me I can't, you're lying, bro.
Doubt me at your peril, basically. Carry on doubting.
If you back me, good. If you doubt me, even better, essentially.
No, it's not even better. We can't do nothing. All we can do is, and you know what, and I remember going to interview Anthony when we went to Carrington, and I remember seeing Rashford, and literally, I think he pulled up it wasn't even an issue about the car. I think he was in his cool UGG slippers and like a robe and something, and I goes, that's the problem. Bro, he got into the car in Uggs bro. He got into and I saw him and I said, oh my God. It
might have been after training, man.
It was, no, but yes, it is after training, but Flex, at the standard of Man United, no, I looked at that as an issue. I promise you. You think about Roy Keane and stuff. A player.
You say Roy Keane.
You have to. But
okay, did you see the Roy Keane clip? Have you seen the Roy Keane clip?
Have you seen him?
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
I'll send it you now.
Let me quickly land this one. You see, the issue with that, Flex, is it would be okay if he was just a talent that wasn't wasn't the leader of the dressing room. Like, if he was just a player that we had like a nanny amongst greats, it'd be fine. Bro, he is the senior figure at Man United. It goes Bruno, Marcus Rashford. So then guess what? That is a problem. That is the biggest issue, because you're a leader here, and that's how you're where we are. Get out of here, bro. This is a mistake. This is ruined. If Rio can come to his first training Rio can come to training, and then Roy Keane pulls him to the side and goes, "It's different here."
Yeah.
And it's not different here. They can come here. It's Butlins. It's a playground. But yeah, that's it.
They can do what they want. Well, the thing is, like I said this. It's interesting.
I sent you the clip, KG, by the way.
Yeah, you can watch it, because the Arsenal thing, I was saying at the start. That's why I said we got to get comfortable. Going, we've done all we can. We've given him contract extensions. We've invested into him. We've given him everything that he needs. So if he hasn't worked in nearly a decade, then that's it. Someone did put a stat saying that he's 13 games off the 100 club, in the Premier League, which is, yeah.
But also, it's also the, like, you talk about the emotional blackmail stuff with the Rashford comps or whatever. It's when it goes back to the academy part of it. And I mentioned before, we cherry pick history to make a point for ourselves. And maybe I'm doing this here, but this idea that he can't be sold because he's an academy player. For those that are wondering what the clip is, it's a clip of Roy Keane watching Rashford play against Arsenal a week or so ago, and he's saying that Rashford, as a footballer, he calls him shocking, and Rashford does a pass and it goes out of play, and he goes, "You just get the ball out of play. That's fucking rubbish."
And that's it. So just imagine that guy pulls up to Carrington in a, like, you're taking the piss. Them players would be on him. That's why Rio's swearing, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's how I knew Rio.
They will be on him. Angry, I'm telling you, you can't do that. Like, in the good years of Man United, a player could never do that. Never on his best day. I don't care if training's ended, bro. What the hell are you doing? And that's the standard. That's the standards have slipped so much, yeah. Even me, as fun-loving and playful as I can be, I looked at that and goes, "That's a joke."
Yeah, it's enough.
That's a joke.
100%. So
But,
I had a couple of, like, half revelations, not like total, but so for me it was never a question of, like, who's the best striker, like, like dessert, because we can go Rasmus. Rasmus is the best we got. I knew that already. Mine is a couple. One's a positive, one's a negative. The negative one is this Dalot situation. The Dalot situation. I'm trying. Because as a fan, you don't want to do short-termism. You don't want to do sort of reactionary stuff, do you? So, like Owen was saying, well, not about this player, but he said before, Dalot was our player of the season last year, arguably, etc., etc. He's always been tipped as a good footballer, and we'd felt like, he took that number one spot off of Wan-Bissaka by the end of it. We got to a clear winner, sort of thing. It was very close, and then Dalot just kept accelerating, and we went, yeah, there's levels. That's fine. I'm nearly at the end of my assessment of whether it's bad form or just can't play the system, but whichever it is, he's not it. As what I've whichever it's going to be, whether it's just the system or the maximum level that is him, especially in these wing-back situations, it's not Dalot. And the second one I had was this Bruno one, the Bruno situation, because it was that actually. He's in my list of, like, we need to move on, like, do you know what I mean? But what I am realizing again, which is quite silly of me, really, when we need something, it's always him. It's always him, and it's a problem in itself that it has to be him. If you take him out, who's going to create? Who's going to score? Who's going to look like doing something? Don't get me wrong. He does things that overturn the good things he done. Can't beat the first man from the corner. Doing criminal passes, spamming the crosses, arms thing, moaning at people when it was it. So it counteracts kind of what I'm saying. But when you put the numbers, not all the way, when you put the numbers down in our worst moments and saying, if you need to ask somebody to do something, who's it going to be? It ain't going to be Rashford. It ain't going to be Xerxes. Let's be honest, it's not going to be Mount. Cobby, it's not, you can't rely. It's not like Cobby go gets a goal, gets a sit. It's not Cobby. That's not his role. That's not him. It's not Garnacho. At the moment, that's 5 down. Rasmus, to be fair, we can put him into that little category of, like, he can do something.
He's not that players.
Certain games. I'm going to say this:
he's not going to create anything.
Rely on.
It's only Ahmad and Bruno.
It's only Ahmad and Bruno.
Only Ahmad and Bruno. And with the Bruno one, you have to put a bit more respect because he's been doing it ever since he's got here. Let's just
and you're right, Flex. It's the thing with Bruno is it's a positive and a negative because the criticisms that people say about him, so say like Saeed, like there is validity in some of the things that people say about that, and we've all seen Bruno have that game. We go, fuck, he can't pass the ball today, or he's being met. But you also can't take him off, and this is why people go, why does he play every single game? It's because when we haven't played him, or when he does come off, like against Forest or like Brighton earlier on this season, right? When he comes off, we go, that's surprising. And see, they're getting it right. We then, for the rest of the game, we don't create anything. Remember towards the end of last season when he was injured for like 2 or 3 games? And we were like, 10 hours going to get the sack. We're not creating anything. And it's a good thing in the sense of we've got a player that can create and he can make something out of nothing. That's fantastic. But the negative is that he's the only one. And you then have to sort of dissect, is that because we're so used to everything going through him, or is it because he's the only one that can do it? And we just don't have any alternative to, if Bruno is playing badly, or we do need something a bit different, right? We can replace him and this guy's going to create because no one's going to do it. No one's going to do it.
I've got a positive revelation as well, actually, since while we're on it. Ruben Amorim, like, yes, it's early. I trust this man in regards to how he talks about the squad, how he communicates. His communication style is very impressive. I've been really impressed with him because the press, they've tried a couple of little smart ones. Yesterday was the one that they were really getting for. Remember, because I didn't see the spat between Højlund and Ahmad at the end of the game. Yeah. But there was something that obviously the journalists picked up on, and I think it's an easy article, and it's something that I think Ten Hag with the ability of, with his lack of English in the way, just use of the English language, it can be really, they've misdirected Ten Hag many a times. But in this moment, they were waiting for it. It's like, are you angry about these lot fighting? Absolutely not. And then after, it's like you could see, there might be a headline here: players in fighting, Amorim's devastated, or this, that, and the other. They go back and ask him again. They said, so what's going on? How do you? He says, listen, if we fight and we win, I love it. Literally, the way he broke it down, I fight and argue with my parents, and it's showing something.
And he starts laughing because the emotive comes out of him. It's because he's relatable.
He's relatable.
When you can relate to somebody, you're in.
But then you have to understand, because we all know how the media work, and they're waiting for the trip up. So far, so good with Amorim, but there's going to be more of those. That was just a light jab for the journalists to let him know, hey, keep your hands up.
Yeah, they'll keep him honest.
Keep your hands up. We are looking for you. We're looking to take you out. And he's been clever at even when he first came in. Let's say he came in and said a madness, or said, era's change, or all these other things that people say, and they weaponize those words against you. By him coming in and saying, no matter what you're seeing here, people, I judge on the win against Everton. I still saw things I didn't like. He's already set the ground and said, there is a storm coming. Now, like, you can't hurt this manager with those lines.
He's doing the 8 Mile, bro. He's self-cussing.
Very intelligent. And that's what I say. One of his greatest skills is his communication. That's one of his, and that's powerful in everything, in every walk of life, but especially in this one. Understanding what the fans need. He said so many things that I'm like, you know what? If you can't do it, I don't know who can fix this mess. That's how I'm feeling about the manager.
Nah, I agree. Listen, the Trinity is where we discuss the big boy topics, the uncomfortable truths, the uncomfortable rumors, the uncomfortable discussions. This he's going back to flipping. I can't even remember when this was now. When even was this? When it was will they, won't they? I was in Jamaica. What was that? 2 Octobers ago. I don't even know.
Foundation.
Oh my God. They've made it on Company's
house. Rio.
Trains. At this moment.
On a Rio with the train.
Rio. I'm hearing noises.
They are
Thursday.
I miss Cave doing them long articles, you know.
Yeah.
Man, he's getting paid by the minute, people say there's a conspiracy, he's getting paid by the minute, so he stretches it.
I'll stretch it out.
Yeah.
Guys, episode 43 of the Trinity. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure you subscribe to OWEN Wrestle News 3655555, and make sure you subscribe to KG That Comedian. Both links are in the video description below. Comedian. Scan the QR code on screen as well, up to 70% off your Oxford Natural supplements, and also the link in the video description below for that. Even if you're old school and don't want to scan that, you can just click the link. Guys, we'll see you on episode 44. Hopefully, have we got 2 games in the week? What we got? Midweek. Have we got midweek? Spurs.
Bloody hell.
Guys, this could be a tough week. Or it could be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go. See you later, guys. Peace.